Well, hello there everyone, it's Diggs again. I haven't made a video for a while, not to do with Guild Wars 2 anyway. I thought anyway I'd start again making some PvP videos, some SPvP videos, and some other build videos just to kind of share with you what I'm experimenting on at the moment. This one's a Ranger build. It can be used for World v World mostly. I tend to play World v World a lot now, I don't really tend to play PvE anymore. I do play SPvP, so you know this build can be used for that. But for Rangers, I'd recommend if you're using this build with SPvP to have a lot more toughness, so just bearing that in mind when I'm going through the build itself. Now this is a melee build. A lot of people find that Rangers are so versatile in this game. This is a build to kind of add to that. A lot of people don't like to use the bows for Rangers. Some do. Some like to have the traditional bow Ranger that used to have in Guild Wars 2, which is fair enough. However, some want to change, and that's also fair enough too, because the Ranger can do that. So let's have a look just at the general skills here at the bottom. Now I've gone with the greatsword and also a sword and a torch. This is simply only because the greatsword provides great mobility when you're chasing enemies down, and also it gives you a lot of other stuff. So for example, throwing or blocking and things like that. If they hit you, you can counter-attack. And in general, the condition of your number 2 skill, your maul skill, being only 4 3/4 seconds recharge with this build is fantastic. Now a lot of people are thinking, well, survivability wouldn't be too great, especially because you're not wearing heavy armor. Well, actually it's pretty good. Your healing spring is there for you, so when you're in the battle, just make sure that you pop that. When you're down to, well, I'd say round about, you lose about 25 to 30% of your health, pop the healing spring where your battle is and try and maintain the battle within that healing spring, because that gets you and your pet back up to health, full health. The first skill I have here, the first utility skill, is lightning reflexes. Let's move away from these raptors. Oh dear. That should really be in the bloopers, but anyway. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to look through these utility skills now. Lightning reflexes, that is your emergency skill. That's your skill when you sit down and you look at it and you think, uh-oh, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. Pop the lightning reflexes skill. Your endurance comes 100% endurance regeneration for 10 seconds. You get a little bit of evade, you break your stun, you do a little bit of damage as well. But you know, you want to be able to use lightning reflexes to dodge. You want to dodge all the time as your ranger. You want to make sure that your endurance is high, just simply because this is the way you're going to be playing. You're going to be dodging a lot, just simply because you don't have heavy armor to sustain direct attacks. Your next skill is Signet of the Hunt. This gets you increased speed to you and your pet, and we're using Signet of the Wild, which grants health regeneration. Now you can move these around. Sometimes you can use Sikkim. I use the old Sikkim build. There's increase in 40% damage and movement speed. You can do that. You can use all your different skills. You can use Guard if you want to go on stealth. You know, so there's loads of different skills that you can use instead of this, including Battle Roar. You know, so there's loads of little different things. Now another one that people like to use is Signet of Stone, because it increases the toughness. So if you are going for the melee, you could swap Signet of the Wild for Signet of Stone, and I just clicked that by accident, but anyways, never mind. Your elite skill, you're going to be using Entangle. This is just a brilliant skill to use, just simply because your 20 stacks of bleeding for 8 seconds, amazing amounts of damage, and of course you immobilize and you stun until the vines are destroyed. So those are going through your utility skills. If you are in your healing spring and you get them in there, if you use Entangle in your healing spring, you can heal and they do damage all at the same time, and you can start hitting them away with your greatsword, which fairly standard attacks I'm sure you can check out for yourself. You don't need me to go through them all as everybody else does. The reason why I use Sword and Warhorn is again for the mobility. Your number 2 and number 3 skill for your sword, your Serpent Strike and your Monarch's Leap, is great. You know, you leap back into the fight over here, you do an evasive roll around your target. You want to be focusing on your dodging for this character, as I mentioned before. Your Torch is just simply for another bit of condition damage. You've got Cripple, Poison, Bleeding on your Greatsword. You've got Cripple over here for just your main attack for your sword. You've got Burning damage for your Torch skills. Really, your condition is going to be the one taking it down. Obviously not mentioning Entangle with 20 stacks of bleeding for 8 seconds. Your Warhorn is going to be used for a bit of AoE, your number 5 skill, and number 4, of course, is just to, if your foe's going to run away, just to throw it at them, and obviously give a bit of burning as well for 6 seconds. So that's just going through your normal bit of skills. You can kind of imagine this happening. You're going to be a bit of a roller, you know, dodging as and when you can, making sure that you're getting little hits, getting your conditions in, stacking those conditions up as much as possible, as well as using your lightning reflexes when you can. When you look at the build, you'll be quite surprised that I haven't gone fully into toughness. This is simply because I wanted to go fully into beast mastery. The beasts I'm going to be, or the pets I'm going to be using, is the juvenile alpine wolf and the jaguar. The jaguar, my C skill, or your number 2 skill over here, your F2, is to gain stealth. And when your jaguar does gain stealth, your jaguar will do a crit. When he does that. It's always nice to have your pet on stealth as well, because the person thinks, oh, they've gone, I don't know where they've gone, and they hit them in the back. So your pet is also something that you need to use. A lot of people complaining about pets, but if you use your pets wisely, it'll be great. I've seen people complain about pets and their build includes 0 beast mastery. Well, you're not really using your pet then, are you? So don't really complain about it if you haven't got anything there. Let me just run through this very, very quickly for you. I'm going to put 20 into skirmishing. Your trait's going to be the number 1, which is pets do 30% more damage on critical hits. And then I do use quick draw here for my short bow and my long draw, but you can go really anything. You can go use something into pets. 5 seconds of vigor. You may want to use the 5 seconds of vigor just for the endurance rating. Chance to cause bleeding on critical hits. That's something that a lot of people do use in this build, and something that I do use. The only reason why I had the bow on is because I was playing World v World recently, and I was trying to shoot people at the top of the gate. So you can see there's lots of stuff to do with pets. If you want pets, gain health on critical hits, that's another option for you to use, but in a fight really you're looking to do as much conditions as possible. So use your number 2 skill. Your skirmishing, pick number 2, sharpened edges, that's the way to go. Just going through here, all the smaller traits: gain fury when swapping weapons in combat, and also gain swiftness when swapping weapons in combat. That's something that, is just a little bit of a boon to you. Now 20 instead of 30 in wilderness survival. We're going to go for survival skills, recharge 20% faster. That's obviously for your lightning reflexes, so you're not spending ages waiting for that to come up. Your sword, great sword and spear skills recharge 20% faster. This is why obviously my monarch sleep is only for 6.5 seconds, and one of my great sword skills recharge so quickly. You can go 30 into there, and you can use the exile, which is pets periodically take conditions from you if you're going to go for that 1v1 route, or you can go for you and your pet take 30% less damage or another 25% health, which is bark skin. If you do that, beware that you're going to be losing the 10 points in beast mastery. Anyhow, let's go to the beast mastery tree and tell you why I've picked that. Pets gain 3 stacks of might under mighty swap when they're activated. This is great for you build a bit of extra power, and obviously when you're pet swapping, as soon as you swap into your jaguar from your alpine wolf, go straight into stealth and attack the enemy. That way you'll be reaping the full rewards of your mighty swap. Now the second one is rending attacks. You want to make sure that when you are critical hitting with your pets, and obviously your jaguar will crit straight away when you use your stalk skill, and obviously when you swap it in. So you've got 3 stacks of might, they've gone stealth, that's a crit straight away, and then you're going to be bleeding as well, using rending attacks. And your third skill is your pets have natural health regeneration. This is something that I just like to carry around with me. It's always nice when you're running away from a fight, or you're just running around trying to invade your opponent. You do get that natural health regeneration, which helps in a 1v1. There are other things that you can go for. For example, you don't really use. Well, you can use that. You can use activated F2 abilities for canine spiders cause cripple, so you get bleeding and cripple. But I don't really like to use that. These are all very generic for your pets. You can use your F2 skills recharge faster. So if I was to put that on, it's usually 30 seconds. It's now 24. So you can do that. But at the moment, I kind of like the natural regeneration that is given by this natural healing spell. So hopefully what I'll do is I'll make a video much later on regarding actually showing this build in use. However, you can try this build, make some tweaks, go into extra toughness if you really feel that you need to, but I don't feel I need to. With the amount that I dodge and obviously use my endurance wisely, it's absolutely okay for me, especially if you use the combinations such as the healing spring with the entangle, and obviously all your pet combos as well. You should be fine. Anyway, thank you for watching.